me, your DJ, Pretty Little Iris. Hello, everybody. What a wonderful Saturday. I mentioned in the opening, do you like canceling plans or when your plans get canceled? That's because, personally, I really like it. I like it when the other person's like, oh, Iris, I'm so sorry. In the morning, when you check your text, people are like, Iris. I'm like, yes, thank you. But when I have to do it, I feel so guilty. I think it's because I don't like, turning someone down or not emotionally. Like, I don't like it when I get in the way of their plans. It's not like an emotion thing, it's just because it's kind of like annoying when you have everything planned. Or maybe it's because I'm a J, but compared to being a J, I don't get annoyed when my plans don't go the way I planned them to be. So if any of my acquaintances are listening right now and you guys ever have anything come up and you want to cancel on me, go ahead because I would rather much prefer to stay in my bed. Yes, don't you worry. And please also know that I won't cancel on you unless it's really a health emergency. So, yeah, never get me wrong. And I barely ever cancel. So, yeah, what do you guys think? Thoughts on canceling? Let me know. We're gonna go listen to one more song and I'll be back with our fun weekend segments. This is Cake by Itzy. By Itzy, it's always a feel good song. Today is a Saturday episode of Art Attack with your DJ Pretty Little Iris, and let me remind you guys what you guys can be expecting on our weekend show. So for our first segment, I have Checklist, where I introduce you guys checks books that I really love been reading. And I think it really suits our weekend show vibe a lot because when I talk about like books, I get a little more calm, I think, whereas when I'm talking about like shows and films, it's more on the violent side, so I'm always like, this happens, that happens. But yeah, I also have another kind of calming book today for you guys. So yeah, I hope you are anticipating for that. In hour 2, we are going to be joined by Professor Cynthia Yu for Travel Diaries. And I'm assuming once again, we're going to be talking about awesome locations, environments, culture, and arts. Also, we can't forget the food, and I'm already hungry because of that. Yeah, so I kind of know where we're going to go today, like what we're going to talk about, and it's going to be so fun. So hang on tight, guys. Don't go anywhere. We're going to go listen to one more song, and I'll be back with my checklist. This is Baggy Jeans by NCTU. Always in the best company when you read. I give you guys book recommendations to add to your list. Let's call it the checklist. This corner is so dear to me. I am just so happy we have a dedicated corner on Korean literature. And when we say Korean literature, something so legendary happened that we just cannot just move on without mentioning this and talking about her works. Of course, today I brought in the legendary Korean writer, now quite literally the definition of legendary. I brought in the works of writer Hangang, especially the one 작별하지 않는다, We Do Not Part. And if you guys have missed the news, or even if you haven't, let me remind you guys all that she is the first Nobel Literature Prize winner, and this happened just this week. And I heard that she is the first Asian woman author as well, which just creates history. This is her story. Oh my gosh. I felt like everybody would be kind of interested in reading The Vegetarian, which is another very famous book of hers. But I thought I'd bring in this book instead because I will just talk about the reasons now. But before that, I'm going to go into some basic facts about this book. Once again, the title is 작별하지 않는다, We Do Not Part. And this was published in 2021 of September, so it's fairly new. And of course, this is translated into other languages, especially English. So if you are interested, guys, make sure you go check it out. This book won the 2023, I gotta butcher this because it's French, Prix Medici Award. This is a French literary award given every November, founded in 1958. And yeah, this won that award. Also, it's like it's a calm book, and I feel like if you're readers of Hangang or The Vegetarian, you would kind of expect something you could expect something grotesque. And my first book of Hangang was The Vegetarian, so when I started reading We Do Not Part, I was like, oh wow, this is very different. The overall writing is very calm, but the stories that she talks about in the books are in fact not calm. So kind of that contrast it gives with the very soothing words, but the incidents she talks about. Yeah, it's really interesting, and it keeps a nice balance for you. Basically, in the book, there's this, like, she talked about a dream in the book, which is a real dream she dreamt in 2014, and then she memoed it. So this dream is about like a tragedy that happened, and she was kind of in the middle of it. And it's a real dream she dreamed, and then she memoed it. And later on, she got back into writing this book from that memo. So in the novel, the main character also dreams the same dream that she dreamed. So it's kind of crazy how she started like a little memo in 2014 of a dream, and she just kept on writing and adding the pieces, and she has a fully new book by the time of 2021. And I must explain to you guys that this book depicts the tragedy of the 1948 civilian massacre on Korea's southern island of Jeju from the perspective of 3 women. So it is not a very bright book indeed. More about the writer Han Gang. She was born in 1970 in Gwangju, and her father is a writer as well. Recently, there was actually a news saying that after Han Gang won the Nobel Literature Prize, her dad wanted to throw a party for her, and she replied saying, "Dad, there is war going on in the world. How could I be partying for something?" Yeah, which shows how deep her thoughts are. She also mentioned she did like this interview of someone asking, like, what were you doing when you received the Nobel Literature Prize? But apparently you never know you're a candidate for the Nobel Literature Prize until 50 years later. Does that even make sense? Like, you have no idea you're going to get it. You could be eating, you could be sleeping. And she said that she was just preparing to eat with her son, and then like she got contacted. Isn't that crazy, guys? Just imagine you're like at home and someone just calls you up and they're like, "Congrats, you got the Nobel Literature Prize," which is what happened to her last week. She was enrolled in an international writing program in a top-class prestigious university in Korea, also known as the Top 3. And her fiction debut was in 1994 with her short story, The Scarlet Anchor. It won the Scarlet Anchor, and she won the International Booker Prize in 2016 with Vegetarian. I think this is when she really went so global. Because, guys, we're thinking Nobel Literature, but before that, she won the Booker Prize, which is like a fairly big deal as well. At the time, The Vegetarian was all over bookstore stands. And right now, too. Apparently, it's so hard to buy her books now because everybody's like trying to get them. If you see the top book selling list in like websites of bookstores, like the top 10, it's all Hangang. All of her novels, her interviews, just magazines, it's everything related to Hangang. And she deserves it. She really does. I'm going to be explaining why I brought in We Do Not Part, though, today instead of The Vegetarian or any of her other works, after we listen to 2 songs, and we'll get more in depth with what the book is about. But first, this is 모든 날 모든 순간, Every Day Every Moment by Paul Kim, and followed by 밤편지, Through the Night by IU. It really gets us in the mood of We Do Not Part. I heard other people translate the title 작별하지 않는다 to I Do Not Bid Farewell, which I think suits it better, but the official title in English is We Do Not Part. I think it's because it's kind of blurry if you think about 작별하지 않는다 really means do not part. So it's up to you to decide if it's we do not part or I do not part. I do not bid farewell. Yeah, which kind of makes sense the more you read this book. I mentioned that this book is about the Jeju April 3rd incident, which only makes sense for me to go a little bit into history before I kind of explain what the book is about and what it evolves around. So if you guys don't know, there was a incident in Jeju between 1948 to 1949. That's when it started, but I heard it lasted for 7 years. It's also known as the Jeju Uprising, and a writer is researching this incident in the book, and her name is Kyung-ha. So she's a writer, and she's doing like little projects here and there. The incident is about after how the independence years in Korea, a communist party started protesting, and while other Jeju Islanders started protesting as well. And while I was preparing for this segment today, I did more research, and it is more of a complicated happening and story that happens back then. It starts from like the Samiljar, the 3-1 movement, and then it just goes bigger, bigger, bigger. It's just a snowball that keeps getting bigger that led to this incident. So if you are interested, please go read more details on this incident, guys. While police soldiers tried to repress this situation, about 10% of innocent Jeju citizens were killed. And they did mention at that time, officially, it was like 14,000 people. But that's just official records, and other professionals are estimating that this number goes up to 30,000. So during the protest, even people that weren't guilty were killed, yes. That's what the incident is about, and the book is about more of the current days, many years after the incident happens. And her friend, Kyung-a's friend, she gets into an accident, and she asks Kyung-a to go to Jeju Island, to take care of a bird she has in her Jeju home. So Kyung-a is like, oh, like you want me to take care of your bird? So she goes to Jeju-do, and it's like, mind you, it's snowing, blizzardy, and so cold. So the journey to her reaching that house, her friend's house, is already so hectic. And it kind of makes you feel kind of, let's say, blurry in the brain when you're reading it. Because you can hear her having such a hard time. It's so cold, and she's just like so stressed, but she's doing it for her friend. And then she goes, and while she's staying at that house, she experiences these types of daydreams. Yes, so between those daydreams, she kind of goes through the memories of her friend and her friend's mother's memories, because her friend's mother was a victim of the Jeju 4-3 incident. So I wouldn't say this is totally a realistic, true to fact, like, oh my gosh, this happened, that happened story, because obviously it is about daydreaming and she experiences things that she didn't experience herself. So it could kind of be a fantasy, like fiction, but it is revolving around real incidents, and these incidents did happen. So if you're somebody that has low attention span, I don't think this would be a easy read for you, because you do have to kind of like pay attention, because I was kind of confused too. I was like, wait, what's happening? This happened to who? This happened to Kyung-a, her friend, her mom? But it just goes back and forth, like talking about what happened back then and how she's in the house actually in Jeju, and it's like blizzardy, and it's just kind of confusing. But the writing style, it's very mellow, it's great, and I feel like once you're in it, guys, it is beautifully written, so you would not regret. She also in the beginning kind of talks about her relationship with her friend, how they were working on a project together and it looked like it was kind of going downfall. But then she goes to her friend's house and she realizes that her friend was putting in more effort than she realized. So I would say overall, the book does talk about PTSD, but it really talks about the healing process as well, because at the end, currently, they're living and they're all human, and yeah, it's nothing, it's like Earth is Earth, you know? So yeah, I liked how they went from that whole journey about a rough friendship patch to her friend being hurt to her like experiencing these things, and at the end realizing, oh yeah, like my friend is there, like I'm here, we're all here and we're present in the moment. It only makes sense, you guys understand, if you read the book. Books like these, it's just hard unless you experience it yourself. So if you guys ever check it out, let me know what you thought, because I'm curious of your opinions as well. And before we end off today's checklist, I wanted to share a verse from the book that I really liked. It's in Korean. I'll read it and then I will translate it for you. 눈은 거의 언제나 비현실적으로 느껴진다. 그 속력 때문일까? 아름다움 때문일까? 영원처럼 느린 속력으로 눈송이들이 허공에서 떨어질 때 중요한 일과 중요하지 않는 일이 갑자기 뚜렷하게 구별된다. 어떤 사실들은 무섭도록 분명해진다. That is part of page 44 and 45, and I would say this is one of the most famous verses that people mention when they're talking about this book. So it basically says, snow always feels unrealistic. Is it because of the speed or is it because of the beauty? Sometimes when the snow speed that feels like forever is about to fall from the sky, you suddenly realize what's important and what's not. And sometimes that truth makes me scared because it's so true. I thought this was just interesting because who talks about the speed of snow? And who says snow is so slow but uses speed? Like, oh, like the foreverness of snow falling down sometimes makes me realize what's important and what's not. And that just reminded me that it's the small things in life that kind of snap you back to reality. It might be nature, it might be relationships in your life, but I feel like sometimes it's that nudge you never realized you needed to help you. It's like a snowfall, rain, just being present. I just really want to talk about being present when I'm talking about this book. And also she says that sometimes the truth scares her because it's just so true. And it's scary, but it's not going to hurt you guys. The truth will not hurt you. I recently read another column saying there is nothing as a dirty truth. And yeah, I think that's true. I feel like we always have to be true to ourselves because it's better than being just wonderfully, fondably made up as a lie. So yeah, the book I brought in today is We Do Not Part, 작별하지 않는다 by Hangang. It is also the book that Hangang herself recommended for her first-time readers after they noticed her from the Nobel Literature Prize. So it's a perfect book to start, guys. Yeah. If you guys read it, let me know what you think. We're gonna go listen to 2 more songs and I'll be back. This is 기억의 빈자리, Emptiness in Memory by Naur, and 첫눈처럼 너에게 가겠다, I'll Go to You Like the First Snow by Ailey.
무뎌진 마음을 꼭 붙잡았던 나는 오늘도 이렇게 그대라는 시간은 날 그림자처럼 항상 그 자리에 낮은 구름같이 무거운 하루를 보낸다고 차가운 바람이 이 자리를 지나면 우리는 사라지나 달아나는 기억에 빈자리를 아직 내 맘에 서로 마주하던 그 눈빛을 이어주는 길이 남아있죠. 돌아선 나날들이 서러운 걸요. 차가운 바람이 이 자리를 지나면 우리는 사라지나. 마주치는 기억에 그 자리를 그대는 포기할 수 있나요? 뜨거운 눈물이 이 자리를 지우면 영원히 사라지나. 모든 마음이 이 자리를 메우면 하루는 사라지나. 달아나는 기억에 빈 자리를 그대는 바라볼 수 있나요? 미련 가득히 이 자리 채우면 그대는 돌아오나요? 멀어지는 기억에 그 자리를 나는 이제
널 품기 전 알지 못했다. 내 머문 세상 이토록 찬란한 것을 작은 숨결로 단 사람, 겁없이 나를 불러준 사람, 몹시도 좋았다. 너를 지켜보고 설레고 우습게 질투도 했던 평범한 모든 순간들이 캄캄한 영원 그 오랜 기다림 속으로 햇살처럼 네가 내렸다. 널 놓기 전 알지 못했다. 내 머문 세상 이토록 쓸쓸한 곳을 고운 꽃이 피고 진 이곳 다시는 없을 너라는 계절. 욕심이 생겼다. 너와 함께 살고 늙어가 주름진 손을 맞잡고 내 삶은 따뜻했었다고. 단 한 번 축복 그 짧은 마주침이 지나 빗물처럼 너는 울었다. 한 번쯤은
We're gonna go listen to two more songs, guys. This is 당신과는 천천히, Every Moment With You by 장범준, followed by 180 Degrees by Ben.
퇴근 시간 전에는 시간이 너무 느리게 가는데 왜 집에만 오면 시간이 너무 빨라서 아쉬워 제대로 못 쉬고 평일 일과 중에는 시간이 너무 느리게 가는데 왜 주말만 되면 시간이 너무 빨라서 아쉬워 제대로 못 자고 그냥 시간이 똑같이 흘러가기만이라도 좋은 순간만은 천천히 사랑의 꿈에 취해 뒤척이는 밤이라도 당신과 함께 순간만은 천천히 당신과는 천천히 당신과는 천천히 그저 시간이 똑같이 흘러가기만이라도 좋은 순간만은 천천히 사랑의 꿈에 취해 뒤척이는 밤이라도 당신과 함께 순간만은 천천히 당신과는 천천히 당신과는 천천히 아쉬운 밤과 이별이 무서워요 나는 내일 하루 시작이 이 모든 밤을 천천히 좋은 사람 당신과는 천천히 그녀를 보면서 짧은 밤들을 그녀를 보면서 잠 못 드네요 그녀를 보면서 짧은 밤들을 그녀의 곁에서 당신과는 천천히
사랑 다 비슷해 그래 다 비슷해 너는 다르길 바랬는데 넌 뭐가 미안해 왜 맨날 미안해 헤어지는 날조차 너는 이유를 몰라 이젠 180도 달라진 너의 표
Download the Arirang Radio application.
Type in
ARIRANG.
Arirang Radio on your app store.
Download it and listen to
Arirang Radio.
88.7 in Jeju City,
88.1 in Seogwipo City.
101.9 in the Daejeong area.
Tune in, Arirang Radio.
Arirang Radio is conducting a survey with Gallup Korea to hear your opinion about Arirang Radio. If you are a domestic or foreign listener residing in Korea, please join our online survey and let us know your ideas. Your opinions will be greatly useful for Arirang Radio to provide better contents and services. You can participate via our website arirangradio.com by clicking the banner on the left side of your player. Arirang Radio app is also available. And if you are on Jeju Island, you can possibly meet our researcher on the street. Thank you for your participation. It'll be definitely helpful for Arirang Radio. We have Travel Diaries with Cynthia Yu, Professor, joining us. But meanwhile, we're going to go listen to one more song. This is 좋아 좋아 I Like You by 조정석.
처음 널 만나는 날 노란 새송이 장미를 들고 룰루랄라 신촌을 향하는 내 가슴은 마냥 두근두근 생머리 휘날리며 나를 향해 손을 흔드는 너 머리에서 발끝까지 나를 사로잡네 이하해로 네가 좋아 너무 좋아 내 모든 걸 주고 싶어 너에게 많은 네 마음 난 꾸미고 싶지 언제까지 너와 함께 있을 거야
One exclusive. Here it is. Two. Now check this out. Okay, fellas. Three.
11
Go.
Zoom in on Korea's musical instruments. The piri is a wind instrument made from a bamboo pipe. It has a large double reed on top to blow into. There are 3 types of piri: hyang piri, se piri, and dang piri. The most common one is the hyang piri, which is 25 centimeters in length and can freely control and express the strength of a tune. The dangpiri is thicker than the hyangpiri and has a rougher and sturdier sound. It's louder too. The sepiri is thinner than the hyangpiri and has a smaller sound, so it usually accompanies other instruments. Because the piri is loud despite its size, it's responsible for the main melody in an ensemble and is also used widely as a solo instrument. Let's listen to a performance of the most common one, the hyangpiri.
Arirang Radio.
Arirang Radio.
The time is 3 p.m.
You're listening to Art Attack with your DJ, Pretty Little Iris. Welcome back to the second hour of Art Attack. Guys, we just started off with 운전만해, We Ride by Brave Girls. And like I mentioned earlier, today we're going to talk about all the local stuff, local eats, local places of Korea with Cynthia Yu, professor through hashtag Travel Diaries. But before that, before we get into our local place of the day, we're going to go listen to one more song. This is 나로 바꾸자, Switch to Me by B featuring JYP.
네가 너무 아까워 네 남잘 본 적은 없어도 뭐라 설명할 순 없어도 네 옆에 내가 맞는 것 같아 내게 기회를 줘 네가 남자가 있다는 사실 알아 그 남자에게 미안하지만 그 자리가 탐나 나쁘지 않은 사람인 것도 알아 하지만 그와 있기에는 네가 너무 특별하잖아 너를 어떻게 대주니 네가 얼마나 특별한지 알기는 않는 것 같니 지금 내가 널 바라보는 눈으로 너를 바라보니 그게 아니라면 네가 너무 아까워 네 남잘 본 적은 없어도 뭐라 설명할 순 없어도 네 옆에 내가 맞는 것 같아 내게 기회를 줘 제발 나로 바꾸자 제발 나로 바꾸자 제발 나로 바꾸자 제발 나로 바꾸자 제발 네 남자가 누구니 널 이렇게 혼자 누구 다니 이미 나 같으면 자식 손자 생긴 후에도 절대로 널 혼자 두지 않아 Let me love you and hold ya 날 봐 지금 이 기회 다시금 오지 않을지도 몰라 그러니 그만지 바라보지 말고 나만을 바라봐 내 눈 속에 비치는 네 미소를 봐봐 너를 어떻게 대주니 네가 얼마나 특별한지 알기는 않는 것 같니 지금 내가 널 바라보는 눈으로 너를 바라보니 그게 아니라면 네가 너무 아까워 네 남잘 본 적은 없어도 뭐라 설명할 순 없어도 네 옆에 내가 맞는 것 같아 내게 기회를 줘 제발 나로 바꾸자 제발 나로 바꾸자 제발 나로 바꾸자 제발 나로 바꾸자 제발
Now,
All about Korea.
Arirang Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? We're now ready for takeoff, so please extinguish your cigarettes and fasten your seatbelts. We hope you'll enjoy your flight.
When you just need a getaway, here are the perfect options for you. Let's dive in together. This is Travel Diaries. Every Saturday, we go on a little trip mentally to the local places of Korea. And of course, we have our sweet, sweet Professor Cynthia, who is going to help tour us in these local places. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. How have you been?
Oh my goodness. The weather is so good.
Right. Nowadays, it is great.
살짝 바람이 불다? Is that the right term?
Yeah.
Like,
살짝 바람이 분다. It's,
no, like me.
oh,
You know, there's 봄바람,
right.
살랑살랑, but
Yeah.
there's also like 가을 바람 because the weather is so good.
Yeah, it
You
makes you kind of like,
want to go out all the time.
right, right. It gives you that urge to kind of enjoy it. Although, isn't it kind of cold at night?
It's getting a little bit cooler, which makes me kind of worried about this winter.
You don't like winter?
Well, you know, I prefer it over the summer.
Yeah?
I'm just not a summer person. The heat and the humidity here.
Right.
But it's such a shame that this weather won't
Right.
last.
It's so short, like a month. I mean, it's not.
No, not even a month.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't think so.
Like the perfect weather is like not even a month. But yeah, so you've been going out some more?
Yes, and I've been telling my friends
Uh-huh.
and folks around me that I'm doing this segment with
Uh-huh,
you.
uh-huh.
And suddenly I'm getting like, oh, 언니, then you should come to, our trip to so-and-so.
Right.
Whatever. So I'm
Right.
actually off to Jumunjin tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
For a day trip.
It's like a good excuse. It's for work research.
Yeah, it's research, right?
Yeah. You're not traveling, you're working.
No, it's not just for fun.
For 주문진, so we'll be like expecting 주문진 in the
Yes.
close future?
In the very close future.
Very close future. Alrighty. Well, then please introduce to us what kind of local place you'll be traveling with us today.
Yeah, well, today I'm really excited to talk about a nearby location.
Okay.
춘천.
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 춘천 is like, it's like a travel place, but it's not far from
It's
Seoul.
not far.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we would say like distance-wise, like an hour, maybe 30 minutes, an hour
Yeah.
by car.
By car, there is a great ITX,
Okay.
like train ride away.
Right.
So it's super fast. And Chuncheon, you can use your subway card on it as well. So,
Oh, really? So Chuncheon, we know that it's like in Gangwon-do province. It's like surrounded by nature. So if you're like in Seoul, you want to go on a getaway, but
Right.
not somewhere that's too far, but somewhere with good food and just good nature, good lakes and like
Right.
forests, I think is a great place. So before we get started, why Chuncheon today? Why did you choose this destination?
I've been sort of like looking for places close by. In Korean, we call it 당일. So
Yes.
somewhere you can just go for a
One
day.
day. Yeah, one day trips. Yeah, Chuncheon, you can definitely do one day trips. Yeah, and it's like you could do one day trips, but then you keep going back for more because sometimes
That's
when you
right.
just go once, it's like, yeah, I've seen everything. But their like environments and their food, we will talk about it very soon. I can't
Very
spoil
soon.
it, but yeah, so I think it's a perfect place. I said very soon, but I just have to put it out there. The 닭갈비. Let's just talk about the elephant in the room.
I know it's a
like,
bit of a stereotype, but it is delicious
oh my
over there.
gosh. Yes, and also you have to do the rice after, the fried rice. And you gotta be good with your like research though. Like they have a lot of
So many.
yeah, like chicken places. They call it like chicken BBQ here, but you gotta go to the right ones. Yeah, so do your research, guys. We have so many things to talk about Chuncheon today, nature, their culture, and their food. But before that, we're gonna go listen to a perfect song. This is 춘천 가는 기차, Train to Chuncheon by 김현철.
조금은 지쳐 있었나 봐 쫓기는 듯한 내 생활 아무 계획도 없이 무작정 몸을 부대어 보며 힘들게 올라탄 기차는 어딘 고향이 춘천해 지난 일이 생각나 차라리 혼자도 좋겠네 춘천 가는 기차는 나를 데리고 가네 장가듯 뽀얗게 서린 입김을 닦아내보니 흘러가는 한가는 예나 지금이나 변함없고 그곳에 도착하게 되면 술 한 잔 마시고 싶어 저녁 때 돌아오는 내 취한 모습도 좋겠네 춘천 가는 기차는 나를 데리고 가네 5월에 내 사랑이 숨 쉬는 곳 지금은 눈이 내린 끝없는 절길 위에 초라한 내 모습만 이 길을 따라가는 그리운 사람 그리운 모습
That was 춘천 가는 기차, Train to Chuncheon by Kim Yeon-chul. It really gets you in that traveling mood, like train mood.
There are a lot of Korean songs about Chuncheon.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, Kim Yeon-chul as well.
Yeah.
There's this kind of a sad song about, going to the army.
Oh, yeah, I think I know. Yeah, because that's like Gangwon-do. They have a lot of
That's
like army
right.
bases there.
And Soyanggang Dam. Soyang River Dam. There's this really famous, I think, by Lee Min-ja, I think, called Soyanggang Dam Cheonyo or something like that.
And
Soyanggang
that's
Cheonyo.
located in Chuncheon?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So while we're on it, could you like give us a little more basic info? Yeah.
Yeah, it's located about 75 kilometers from Seoul. And it's actually the capital of Gangwon province.
Oh,
I know?
really?
Yeah. When we think of Gangwon-do, a lot of folks just think of Gangneung and
Yeah.
Sokcho.
Yeah.
But it's Chuncheon. That's a little bit closer.
Oh, okay.
That's actually the actual capital city.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
actually huge.
Chuncheon.
Yeah, it's a big city surrounded by mountains and lakes.
Lakes. Oh
The
my
most
gosh.
famous being Lake Soyang, right? And Uam Lake, Uamho.
Okay, lakes, which is, I feel like lakes are kind of hard to find in Seoul. So
Because
you
we have the
get-
river, right?
Yeah, we have the river, of course. So I feel like I'm like from Vancouver. Lakes are everywhere. So I
That's
get like
true.
nostalgic with the lake sound. And yeah, I definitely enjoyed it when I was there. And Chuncheon, speaking of lakes, has a lot of activities involving water.
Yeah, I think that would be one of the themes of visiting Chuncheon.
Okay.
Water, 물.
So like lakes and like activities are you talking about?
Yes. That's, I think, the highlight of, visiting Chuncheon would be to go on the water by canoe. And which is a very Canadian thing to do as well.
Yes, canoe. And you can't really do that in Seoul.
No.
Yeah, you have to like go elsewhere to do some outdoor activities. And Chuncheon has them for you. Like, is it like in parks?
Yeah.
Or-
there is this little island in the middle of the lake called Jungdo. It's very popular.
Okay.
And there is a little waterway sort of developed by someone who's actually, I think, traveled in Canada and all over the world. And she came back and wanted to create like a 물레길. I'm sure some of our listeners have heard of 둘레길.
둘레길?
These hiking paths.
Oh, okay.
You know, first came into vogue like in Jeju-do, but then it sort of spread all throughout Korea. I mean, Koreans love walking. They love hiking, right?
Yeah. They really are on the game with that. Yeah.
That's right. So she decided that, we should also have 물레길. Waterways, these sorts of peaceful waterways by which you can explore, the nearby scenery, but by water. And here you'd be using a canoe.
Canoe for it, okay.
Yeah, so most of these canoes can take about 2 or 3 people.
Yes. I thought you were going to say 2 or 3 hours, and I was like, no.
No. It's... The round way is about an hour. If you take a little bit longer, an hour and a half, but
Not
you
bad.
rent the canoes by hours. So you probably want to return by the hour if you don't want to be overcharged.
Right. So 2-3 people in a canoe?
Yeah. I mean, the route takes you along Lake.
Yes.
Which is nearby ecological reserves. So apparently there's lots of great wildlife.
Oh.
Like birds.
Oh.
And other animals.
I'm scared. Yeah, I'm scared of birds, but it's still going to be worth it. It's probably going to be really peaceful.
It's very peaceful. So it's not really really difficult paddling here.
Okay.
Right?
So it's not like tides or whatever. No.
And the best thing is that only about 10 boats can reserve the waterway per hour. So I heard that you went the duck Oribe last time.
So I did go. I don't think it was at this place, but
it's nearby.
Yeah. I was just in Chuncheon, and I was there with my parents, and my mom had something to do, and my dad and I were like, what are we gonna do? We just searched it up, and like everybody's like, oh, ride the Oribe, the duck boat or canoe, and we were like, we're not canoeing. Let's get on the Oribe. And I was like, Dad, I ain't bicycling anything with my legs. And he was like, there's a motor nowadays. So guys, if you're like me, go and find a motor duck boat, and all you have to do is just sit there. I mean, somebody has to like guide, do the thing, but my dad could do it. So yeah, if canoeing, it sounds like a little too much arm work for you, and if Oribe is too much of leg workout for you, then go for the motor ones, guys.
That's a great option.
Yeah.
But I heard of another option, even with the canoeing.
Okay.
So there are these sort of gondoliers. Well, I guess Korean version of gondoliers that can paddle and guide you on these bigger canoes.
Okay.
So I saw photos, and apparently about 3 to 4 people can fit.
Okay.
And then at the top end, there are these gondoliers.
Yeah.
Paddlers who can guide you and paddle you across the waterway.
Yeah.
They call themselves the Kingsmen.
The Kingsmen.
Yeah.
Oh, so you kind of feel like the king, and like, ooh, that's interesting. I feel like having a tour is definitely worth it when you're traveling.
These guides apparently are really, knowledgeable about the area. So you're not just getting paddled around, but you'll learn about the history and the great stories of the region.
Right, that's perfect. If you guys want to go feel like a little king and like just enjoy everything, have everybody like tell you what this is, what that is, then yeah, this sounds like a really good experiment. We're talking about water, but I also heard that something in the air is very famous as well.
That's true. Not everyone can handle, an hour and a half on the water. Whether motorized or not, right? So there's a much less exerting option. It's a Samaksan Mountain Lake cable car.
Cable car.
It's very new. And apparently it's the longest cable car ride in Korea.
Oh, really?
Yeah, about 3.6 kilometers.
Okay.
And it connects Samaksan to the sort of stunning views over Uham Lake.
Just imagine, like you're on the cable car and beneath you, it's all green and watery.
Beautiful. But
But
20, I think there's about 50 or 60 cars in total, and 20 of them are called crystal cabins. Can you guess why? Crystal cabins.
Is it crystal clear everywhere?
In the bottom, yes. In the bottom. So I'm sure some of our listeners have been to sort of these bridges or walkways that have glass floors.
Right.
Well, these crystal cabins have glass floors. So you can, when you look below, you'll see everything below as well. It's not just around you and on top of you.
Right.
The
so
views.
Be aware of this, guys.
I don't think I can take this.
Really?
I have a phobia.
Really? Oh, a lot of people do.
Right?
But could you go on it and just not stare at the ground? I mean,
30-minute ride, 15 minutes each way. I can do maybe a few minutes.
Right.
But 30 minutes, I don't know.
Yeah, it's also kind of scary because you know you can't stop in the middle. And it's like there's no going back. You gotta like just go through it. So yeah, it sounds really interesting, but be aware, guys, of your phobias before you get on this thing because it may get a little scary.
Yeah, the longest cable ride that you've ever been.
Right. Wait, so you haven't been on it?
No, I can't do the crystal cabin.
Right.
I have trouble with those, the transparent, the glass walkways as well.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. So you haven't been to the very famous L Tower over in Jamsil?
I've been on it. I've been to it because it's my neighborhood, but no, I haven't been to that section of the
high tower with like
the
glass.
Crystal, the glass floor.
Right. But if it's not something that you're scared of, I feel like it's going to be a magnificent view and experience.
I think it'll be a thrilling ride, especially when the fall foliage comes in.
Right.
Oh, it's going to be beautiful.
Guys, Chuncheon is right now. Like right now is Chuncheon season. Like you have to go right now before it's too hot or too cold. Yes. We're talking about Chuncheon today. We have many more things to introduce to you guys. But first, let's take a look at another travel song that's going to make you feel in the traveling mood. This is Drive by Mian of G-Idol.
빛을 잃어가는 마음과는 달리 채워지는 도시의 별은 하나둘씩 늘어가고 자리 찾아가는 퍼즐처럼 맞춰지는 세상 속을 벗어나고만 싶어 날 향한 시선을 감추기만 했던 맘의 목소리를 소리내 외치면 스치는 바람을 따라 더없이 가벼워진 마음은 내내 나를 깨우게 해 잿빛 세상을 등지고 이 도시를 달려봐 내 맘 가는 대로 가로질러 가볼래 날 위해 그곳이 어디든 날개를 펼치고 I'm fly 저 쏟아지듯 펼쳐진 길 위로 내 모든 걸 던져 Run, run, run higher Fly, fly, fly higher Fly, fly, fly myself 다시 빛나는 나를 봐 Run, run higher Fly, 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 fly higher 이 어둠 속 눈을 감고 다시 꿈을 꿔 길을 잃어버린 두 눈과 달리 선명해진 내 안의 꿈은 조금씩 더 커져가고 앞이 보이지 않던 까맣게 번진 어둠도 더는 두렵지 않은 걸 날 향한 시선을 감추기만 했던 맘의 목소리를 소리내 외치면 스치는 바람을 따라 더없이 가벼워진 마음은 벌컥 발을 밟게 해 잿빛 세상을 등지고 이 도시를 달려봐 내 맘 가는 대로 가로질러 가볼래 날 위해
was Drive By Mian of G Idol. We're talking about Chuncheon today here on Travel Diaries. Now, Cynthia, could you please tell us your top 3 favorite things of Chuncheon?
Well, it's kind of tough, but I guess the first one would be the scenery.
Of course,
right?
yes.
The lakes and the mountains makes for like breathtaking views all year round, but especially now.
Now,
The
oh my
fall
gosh.
foliage.
It's going to be
right?
gone soon, guys.
Oh,
yeah.
right?
So right now.
Today we sort of focused on the water, the Gang, the lakes,
Yes.
but I'd love to return to Chuncheon and discuss the mountains next time because
Right.
there's lots of great things you can do
Right.
on land as well.
Okay.
And of course, the second thing is, as we mentioned, the food, the 닭갈비.
So-
Chuncheon is great with all dishes related to chicken, I think.
Right. Could you explain to our listeners what exactly like 닭갈비 is?
Yeah, it's like imagine a sizzling hot plate of
Yes.
spicy chicken mixed with vegetables, rice cakes, noodles. My mouth is watering as I'm describing
it's
it.
hard. It's tough out here. It's like, and it's marinated in this very Korean-like,
Gochujang sauce.
yes,
right?
chili paste, and you put a lot of vegetables in it. I personally like it when there's sweet potatoes in it.
That's my favorite too.
For 닭갈비,
Yes.
you need sweet potatoes and a lot of like cabbage, and
Yes.
you can just add in a lot of stuff like rice cake as
Yeah,
well.
now you can like add cheese toppings. I mean, usually a lot of the restaurants serve up lots of different ingredients.
Right. Yeah, so 닭갈비 is good anywhere, but it's like you have to go to Chuncheon and try it out yourself.
The original 원조.
Yes, 원조 OG, and please have the fried rice after your 닭갈비 as well. What's another thing you like about Chuncheon?
Yeah, I'm actually a fan of this movie by director Hong Sang-soo, 생활의 발견. The English translation is longer.
Okay.
On the occasion of remembering the turning gate.
Fancy, I like
Fancy.
it. Mm-hmm.
And the first half of the movie takes place in Chuncheon.
I think I watched this.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of older, right?
2002. It's
Right.
one of his older films,
Right.
but I think it's one of the most significant. It's really introduced them to the international stage.
I feel like Hong Sang-soo films have that similar quiet, calm,
Yes,
like
that's right.
feel that matches Chuncheon.
We could definitely travel across Korea watching his films.
Yeah. It's like another whole travel diaries we can do. So yeah, if you guys are interested in film, there's also 생활의 발견. You can check it out, and it's like is the whole movie set in Chuncheon?
The first half. The
Right.
second half is set in the city of Gyeongju.
Oh, okay. So like we have to talk about Gyeongju
Yes,
sometime on
I would love to
Travel
do that
Diaries
as well.
well. Yeah, so you mentioned earlier about like Hong Sang-soo and how much you like it. It's like 2002, but this is like a personal question, but what
right.
makes you why do you like this film so much?
Well, I think part of it is that it's kind of a slice of life film. When you watch it, I mean, it just doesn't look staged. It looks
Right.
like the characters seem so real.
Yeah, almost like a documentary.
Right.
Yeah.
And part of that feeling or experience you get watching his films comes from his particular style of filmmaking.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't really write a very detailed script.
Mm.
Apparently, often in the morning or before filming that day,
Yeah.
he might give his actors a partial script or just a scenario. This is what I'd like you guys to do in this
Oh.
scene. So a lot of the actors have to improvise.
That's why it feels so natural.
Sometimes his films look like an acting workshop, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's like very raw. Yeah, and could you actually tell us how this film ties into Chuncheon in more detail?
Yeah, the main character, Kyung-soo, played by actor Kim Sam-kyung, you might know him
Yes.
from Memories of Murder,
Yes.
right? Is an actor, and he's sort of down and out.
Okay.
His latest film kind of bombed.
It flopped, okay.
It totally flopped.
Mm-hmm.
So he travels to Chuncheon to escape the disappointments, of his professional and personal life, right? And so Chuncheon kind of becomes his backdrop for his reflections, I guess his musings on life, love, and missed opportunities, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's going to be a very therapeutic experience.
If you don't mind looking at sort of, in Korean we call them sort of 찌질?
Oh,
people.
just kind
The
of like
awkward.
Yeah, the awkward guys.
That's
Awkward.
right. So
But-
there's a lot of humor
okay.
in the movie,
Oh.
in the work.
Oh, because I never thought like Hong Sang-soo films were like funny.
They're funny.
They're funny.
They're
It's-
funny.
Also because they're so quiet and calm.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, you gotta be like invested in the lives of the characters and
Mhm.
then you kind of like understand. So if you guys want like a glimpse of Chuncheon, then yeah, maybe check that out. Who's there's a female lead as well, right?
Yes. Well, he runs into two women.
Yes.
Ye Ji-won, who plays a dancer in Chuncheon, and then later in the Gyeongju section, he runs into Chu Sang-mi.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another story that we
Right.
can explore when we visit Gyeongju.
Right.
But I found Ye Ji-won's character hilarious.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You might remember her from dramas like Old Miss Diary. It's a long time ago. And other Park Hae-young. Park Hae-young is this really popular, really talented writer. So
right.
she was also in one of her dramas called Do Oh Hae-young.
Oh, we know that one, yes.
Yes, it's kind of similar character. You can see threads of those characters in the character that Ye Ji-won
Oh.
plays here. She suddenly sings a song in French,
Oh.
You know how she always does a few scenes in French?
She
Right?
does?
Yes.
Oh,
yes, yes.
really?
When she gets drunk, her characters, they start speaking French.
Wait, I feel like I
Do Oh Hae-young
She,
character.
is she kind of on the older side?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Oh, okay. So today we have also a film recommendation for you guys. And this is one of like Hong Sang-soo's more like popular films as well. So where is the long English title again? It is On the Occasion of Remembering the Turning Gate.
Yes, there is a story behind that.
Okay.
But I'd like to explore that maybe when we do Gyeongju.
Right. Okay, we need more stories for the future travel diaries. That's true. Let's go listen to a song and we'll be back with more Chuncheon talk. This is Nostalgia by Woody.
I need your love 너는 듣고 있을까 I'm in love 아직 이곳에서 우릴 기억해 널 그리워해 그 추억 속에 푹 잠겨버린 난 마치 밤거리에 갈 곳을 잃은 날 버릇처럼 널 불러 Such a lonely night 너에게로 가는 맘 빈 거리에 남은 채로 이 노래를 불러 온 세상이 너의 memory 향기만 번져 멀리 I call you louder louder 향기만 번져 멀리 I call you louder louder 향기만 번져 멀리 I need your love where are you now 여전히 난 널 기다려 Oh no 너만이 오직 날 완성해 Where am I 푹 잠겨버린 난 마치 밤거리에 갈 곳을 잃은 날 버릇처럼 널 불러 Such a lonely night 너에게로 가는 맘 빈 거리에 남은 채로 이 노래를 불러 온 세상이 너의 memory 향기만 번져 멀리 I call you louder louder 향기만 번져 멀리 I call you louder louder 향기만 번져 멀리 널 지워내 또 그려내 혼자 하는 이별조차 난 할 수 없나 봐 기억들 넘어 흐린 추억을 건너 지나치는 나를 뒤로 넌 사라져 밤거리에 갈 곳을 잃은 날 버릇처럼 널 불러 Such a lonely night 너에게로 가는 맘 빈 거리에 남은 저 멀리 I call you liar, 향기만 번져 멀리 I call you liar, 향기만 번져 멀리.
That was Nostalgia by Woody. And before we say goodbye, of course, we need a little bit more food talk. We talked about 닭갈비 earlier, but could you recommend us maybe one more dish to try in Chuncheon?
Well, it would be makguksu, of course.
Of course.
Actually, anywhere you go in Gangwon-do, there'll be a great makguksu restaurant
makguksu.
or in neighborhood.
Most of the time, they sell it with 닭갈비 as well.
Yeah, that's right. It's a great pairing, after...
Yeah.
A spicy 닭갈비 meal to sort of wash it down with.
Right. You can also wrap your 닭갈bi in it as well. Pro tips.
That's your pro tip.
That's
Wonderful.
my tip. Or I like to have makguksu before the 닭갈bi to kind of freshen my palate.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and then put in something salty.
Okay. You're my favorite kind of person. You do 2 meals in one, right?
Of course.
Are you like a hobbit? You do first breakfast and second breakfast.
Of course. My meals last 3 hours. I'm not even exaggerating. I just want to add in there, guys, real quick. There's a bakery I really like in Chuncheon as well called the Tae something.
Okay.
Please visit there and try their buttercream bread. 버터크림 빵. It's so cheap. It's not even 2,000won, which is so hard to find nowadays.
I love that. I mean, it has kind of like a retro taste.
Yes, it's like your neighborhood bakery feel. So if you guys ever visit, please make sure to check out this bakery as well. Today was our second travel diaries. What was it like today? Is it more comfortable?
I'm getting hungry now.
Yeah, every day.
I think it's going to happen each time we meet up.
Yeah, we gotta. It's a problem. We gotta have a full lunch before we meet up. But thank you, Cynthia, for being with us today, and we'll be looking forward to whatever location you bring us next week, and we'll be ready to be hungry again. Yes, we'll be ready. We're gonna say goodbye with these 2 songs with Cynthia. This is 고백, Sorry by Yang Dail, followed by 첫눈에, First Sight by Hayes, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
미소 짓던 그 표정이 시도 때도 없던 입맞춤이 주고받던 연락들이 아쉬움 가득한 헤어짐이 없어서 쌓여서 너의 모든 게 더는 남아있질 않아 어쩔 수 없는 걸 알면서도 놓을 수 없는 걸 아쉬움에 더는 너를 불러봐도 어떤 감정도 느껴지질 않아 그저 남아있을 뿐인걸 차가워진 그 표정이 시도 때도 없는 다툼들이 주고받던 상처들이 가끔은 미안한 마음들이 긴 시간 쌓여서 너의 모든 게 더는 남아있질 않아 어쩔 수 없는 걸 알면서도 놓을 수 없는 걸 아쉬움에 더는 너를 불러봐도 어떤 감정도 느껴지질 않아 그저 남아있을 뿐인걸 지지 않아 나는 널 원하지 않아 어쩔 수 없는 이 마지막도 놓을 수 없는 네 모습조차 더는 내겐 의미도 없어 미뤄왔던 일처럼 느껴져 이젠 말해야 할 것 같아
먼 미래의 날씨 같아 예측 불가해 말 가슴에 내 꿈인데도 너만은 왜 뜻대로 안 돼 대체 뭔데 나의 생각과 마음을 다 이미 알고 일부러 반대로 말하고는 행동하는 건지 첫눈 내린 어느 날은 널 안고 있을까 하얀 배경인 너의 맘에 날 데려가 줄까 세상이 너로 이 기분은 오감 그 이상의 무언가 넌 그걸 별 노력 없이도 참 무심하게 이끌어내고 날 걷게 해 네가 있는 곳으로 너의 생각과 마음을 다 알고 싶어 한 번의 미소도 눈물마저도 내 것이고 싶어 첫눈 내린 어느 날은 널 안고 있을까 하얀 배경인 너의 맘에 날 데려가 줄까 난 널 위해 녹아도 돼 네가 뜨거운 여름이라 해도 뛰어들게 그 순간 네 눈 속에 내가 영원히 내리길 첫눈 내린 어느 날은 널 안고 있을까 하얀 배경인 너의 맘에 날 데려가 줄까
We just listened to two songs. That was Kobek, Sorry by Young Dae, followed by 첫눈에 First Sight by Haze. Are you guys enjoying travel diaries? I personally like it because it gives off a calm mood on the weekends. And speaking of weekends, tomorrow I am going to be reading your messages. If we didn't have time to read them in the first hour or, just something came up, then don't worry. We all have them in our little handy basket and I will be reading them. So don't forget to send in your messages to us guys through our send message board or our email at heartattackarirang@gmail.com. In the meantime, we're gonna go listen to one more song and I'll be right back. This is Don't Call Me by Shiny.
I promise to tell the truth and nothing but the truth.
If you don't call me, check this out, y'all. Don't call me. I don't want you back, don't call me. Don't call me. I keep saying next time and I'm saying your life. 깊어진 밤 집요하게 벨이 울려 It's your calling 고집스럽고 지독하지 그게 바로 너 Stick out 너는 쉽게 포기 못해 그 성질 버리지 못해 온종일 내 이름만 서치해 내 흔적들을 찾아 핥아대 내 아침을 망치곤 해그 패턴은 뻔해 관심 꺼줄래 I know where you came from 그대로 나의 shawty 사라져 줄래 저리 Don't think about calling 넌 못 버티겠지 집착뿐이겠지 나처럼 잘한 사람 없을 거니까 너도 참 피곤했지 전부 꾸며 대니 머릿속 꽤나 어지러웠을 거야 미쳤어 넌 You don't know you waste my time 네가 봐 넌 최악이야 When I hit your call 끝났어 너의 love Don't worry now 사랑하면 보내줘 Don't worry now 계속 말하잖아 Next time 넌 outside your life 네 사랑 난 이제 아니야 지워 날 잊어버려 제발 난 널 몰라 So 네가 전화하지 마 Sick of all your trash 진짜 늦었다니까 널 믿지 않아 you know why 날 속였다는 걸 알아 속인 걸 알아 이 극은 왜 사랑의 몫인데 슬픈 에픽 속그 끝을 보고 있네 넌 못 버티겠지 집착뿐이겠지 나처럼 잘한 사람 없을 거니까 미쳤어 넌 You know you waste my time 네가 봐 넌 최악이야 When I hit your call 끝났어 너의 love Your love Don't worry now Don't worry now no 사랑하면 보내줘 So bad Don't worry now Don't worry now no 계속 말하잖아 Next time 은 없어 in your life 네 사랑 난 이제 아냐 지워 널 잊어버려 제발 난 널 몰라 So 네가 전화하지 마 아직 같은 꿈속에서 포기 못했니 I'll never pick up 지워버렸어 I'm gonna save my love For the next call Sorry, the number you have called has been disconnected 끝났어 love I said I don't want you now 사랑했다면 보내줘 When I hate you call 난 찾을 거야 love 더 아름다운 지독했던 너와 나 So bad 잊을 수 있는 계속 말하잖아 Next time 은 없어 in your life 네 사랑 난 이제 아니야 지워 날 잊어버려 제발 난 널 몰라 So 내게 전화하지 마
Download the Arirang Radio application.
Type in
ARIRANG.
Arirang Radio on your app store.
Download it and listen to
Arirang Radio.
88.7 in Jeju City.
88.1 in Seogwipo City.
101.9 in the Daejeong area.
Tune in. Arirang Radio.
The last song for today, guys, is Monologue by Tae, and tomorrow is a Sunday. I hope to see you guys there as well. This has been Art Attack, and I'm your DJ, Pretty Little Iris. See you guys!
다 잊었다는 거짓말 또 해버렸죠 내 마음에 그대란 사람 없다고 했죠 너무나 쉽게 잊혀졌다고 이젠 남이라고 서툰 내 사랑에 조차 나를 수 없었죠